Hi, it's Frank. You're going to meet Johnny Richardson today. He's been a client of ours for quite some time in Las Vegas. Two accounts. He has a consumer account with us for a 36 touch program to his past clients in his sphere to stay on top of mind to get people to call him to buy or sell a home in his database. But he also signed up for a second account, which he's using for recruiting. And over the course of working with us over these past couple of years, he's grown his business significantly. Both on the consumer side, let me get the right numbers here, from 110 homes when he hired us to ending 2022 at 197 homes, which is great. It'll even be up this year after a slight backtick last year as he shifted over to his recruiting. But here's his recruiting numbers. He started with 4 agents on his team. Now 15, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And then your team has grown, but also your downline has grown considerably with your revenue share with Real Broker to 120 agents in your downline.
That is correct.
So you're making money.
Yes, things are going well. Excited. Definitely.
Yeah. So I figured, for anyone watching this, to respect your time, we're going to go through the 3 things that Johnny put in place to go from 110 to in 2022, 197. And we're going to talk about the 3 things that he did differently and put in place to grow his team and his downline considerably. Sound good, Johnny?
Yep. Let's rock and roll, my friend.
So take me back to 2021 when you're doing 110 homes and you wanted to nearly double that. You realized you had to do something differently and you came up with things to do differently. Let's go through the top 3 things you did differently, what they are and why, and tell me how you executed them. Number 1.
Absolutely. So during that time going into that area, there had to be some kind of shift. We were fishing in one pond. I talk about it a lot. As far as in real estate, if you're just staying in one single pond, then you're only going to get so much. When that pond's out of fish, you're done at the end of the day. So we are really deep into SOA and database, which is super important. Those are foundational, but we did nothing with the leads. We really didn't know about leads. We didn't know how to build off of leads. So at that point, we ended up into going into leads. You have your generals, your Zillows, your realtor.coms. Then we got introduced into a company called Rise. Rise was a platform that was giving us those leads. And they were forming relationships at the end of the day with your realtor.coms and my agent finders and many others. And I figured out how they worked was based off an algorithm, how strong of a realtor you were, how good you were on follow-up. It was almost like a game. They were testing you on your success as far as mostly your follow-up game, and then they would feed you more. That's when we saw numbers significantly jump up. So what does that say? If you're a good realtor, if you're doing your job, if you're doing follow-up, if you're practicing your skill set and closing clients and transactions quickly, we were going to get fed more. And that significantly changed our numbers. So what we have to do? Fish in 2 ponds, because the biggest mistake with realtors, they see one shiny ball, they stop what they're currently doing, work on this one. Now you're just back in one pond at the end of the day. That makes no sense. You want to continue working both and add to your business, never subtract.
Okay, so let me see if I can clarify that so I understand. So you were buying leads and you decided to do a better job at conversion, so you got fed better ones?
Yeah, so there is a company that we had partnered up with by the name of Rise.
Mm-hmm.
And Rise, it wasn't just buying leads. It's much further than that. A lot of their lead-based systems have an algorithm attached into there to where they're tracking your follow-up on a regular basis. They're seeing how much you're communicating with your client. So you could buy all you want through a company like realtor.com. They just want you to write a check. But these other companies that we had partnered with, they want to make sure you're actually converting those leads. The difference with them, you pay them on the back end, so they're paid per transaction. So they're not going to give them to a Joe Schmo realtor that's only closing 1 out of 100 because they're like, this guy's just not a closer. They want to see his follow-up being done. Are you staying attentive with the client? Are you doing the right steps with the client when they do a survey? And are you getting that closed transaction promptly? Or are you losing that client?
So the first thing you did back when you're doing 110 deals is you do a better job at holding your lead follow-up accountable so you got fed better leads.
That's correct. Holding ourselves accountable, and as we built the operation, it was very intense and very accountable as far as the operation. As far as just,
Let me ask you a question to be a little more specific. Like, what really changed to do a better job on follow up?
I mean, it's being all, if you're running an operation, it's constant meetings, constant one on ones, constant accountability on everything. Because agents are agents at the end of the day. If you're running an operation, people get lackadaisical, they get burnt out, they get tired. The list goes on and on. You have to have high accountability. Think about it like the military. They're not like, hey, get out there, do 10 push ups. Hey, show up to this. No, they're on you. Get it done, get it done, get it done. Not to come off like a drill sergeant, but these sort of platforms when we're raising the bar and turning the needle, however you want to phrase it, our accountability was raised so high that our expectations were here because we were getting prime picking for these leads. I could bring in a brand new agent, for example, get them in a transaction within 30 days when other brokerages are doing it in 6 months because that lead flow was so strong because our accountability was very high and our success rate was very high. So we were being fed very strong opportunities at the end of the day.
Got it. What's the next thing you did to grow?
Besides that, as far as leads, we were into live events at the same time. So if you're running through, you can't forget about your database. And what are you going to do with the leads once they close? You continue forming the relationship. Because I hear it again and again. Well, we got to pay a large amount on the back end. But what are you doing with them afterwards? We bring in as far as live events. What are you doing for client appreciation? Do you have VIP wine events? Do you have trunk or treats? Heck, every month there's something weird out there, like a national hot dog day anymore, and this and that, and this and that. You come up with an event off of anything you possibly want if you really want to. But we became very intentional about running events and keeping our database very close, continue growing it at that time. Think about it. You have friends at the end of the day, but are you getting together for holidays, birthdays, this and that? Yes, of course you do. You want to do the same thing with your clients and treat your clients like family. And live events does keep that close. You have FaceTime, you have fun time, it's excitement. It's not just business when you call. Hey, what's going on, Stan? You thinking about buying or selling again? Okay, talk to you in a few months. People get tired of that stuff. And if that's all you're doing, eventually you're going to lose people because they get sick and tired of the sales, sales, sales. It's about building the relationship. And how you do that is with live events.
So tell me how many you did and give me some ideas.
As far as once a month, and I'd rotate them around. Yeah, once a month. So as far as you'd rotate them around on a quarterly basis, you do a bigger one. For example, like a bowling event. We've done movie events in the past. Depending on what part of the country that you're in and weather and things like that. If you don't have a large budget, things we've done is like even like a park event. You can do something really simple with hot dogs, hamburgers, invite out the kids, have some fun stuff there. That's really simple. Then as far as when winter seasons come in, you're more indoors. So I partnered up, a friend of mine does a lot as far as wine events in Las Vegas. So I partnered up with him and I created a little bit more of a VIP type status on those. Hey, come to our VIP wine event, come and taste wine. So we did that. Halloween comes up, then we'd end up doing a trunk or treat. You have the holiday season comes up, and we had a holiday party with all sorts of Christmas pizzazz, cookies, all that kind of stuff, and everything else. If you want to go super far with it, you could end up doing a Santa Claus and do free pictures as far as that goes. I mean, the sky's the limit at the end of the day. There's something you can do every single month. You can. And there's been a couple times where we've even done a small happy hour and switched it up because one, you could utilize the office. We try not to utilize the office for everything and take people out of that office type environment. So keep that in mind. If you're doing every single thing at the office, it gets kind of stale after a while. So that's why we mix and match park, movie events, and things like that as well.
So fierce accountability with the leads you've been given so you get better ones.
Correct.
And then a monthly event to get everyone together and hang out.
That's correct.
Got it. And third, top of mind database. Talk about that with what you did with us.
Yeah, so as far as Vyral, and I'll tell you, I remember when I met Frank for first time, I heard about Vyral and there was buzz going on. I'm like, this sounds interesting. So we were in Mexico for an event and I heard him when he dialed into it. I'm like, holy crap, this makes a lot of sense because what we'll talk about second is building your business model as far as what your agent count looks like in recruiting and agent attraction. So I was like, I already knew about it as far as a consumer base. And when I went there, I had the intention to talk to you. And I'm like, this is perfect because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect out there. Do we miss a beat here and there? Yes, we do. Something like Vyral, when you have that in place, this is a video that goes out to somebody. You talk about whatever your subject matter is, market conditions, what's going on in your town. The list goes on and on at the end of the day. And this is perfect for staying in front of people. I have people that reach out to me and they're like, holy crap, that video was great. Holy crap, I actually had that on my mind. And you're continuing those conversations. It's almost the same thing like people are constantly scrolling on Instagram and Facebook and they're like almost addicted. They want to see that and you're building a relationship with them, whether you believe it or not, because that rapport's in there. So if it's a new client, you're throwing them into there with Vyral, they're getting to know you more in the content you're putting out. If it's somebody you already have a relationship with and you're in touch with, you're staying more in touch with them on autopilot with Vyral. I'll get people that send an email over, great content. I'll get another email over. I have more questions about this. When can we get together? I mean, it's phenomenal at the end of the day. This is another tool that you want to use. So the way it really looks at the end of the day is I talked about as far as generating leads, that's your touch. I talked about as far as live events, you're getting in front of somebody. You might be meeting them from the first time, depending where you're at in the business, and then staying in flow with them, constant contact. That's your third step. That's your Vyral at the end of the day.
What would you say with your viral marketing that you're doing? For those who are not familiar, he's following the Vyral plan, which is recording 2 helpful videos a month on some buyer seller topic. It could really be whatever because you just want people to get to know you and like you. Your 2 videos a month. And then there's 1 lead generation message a month that just spikes response back to a landing page, like maybe to find out what your home is worth or get a cash offer on your home. The one for this month at the time of this recording is inviting people to a seller workshop is the one that I wrote, right?
Correct.
Given the context of the plan, 2 videos a month, 1 lead generation message a month, both out through email, retargeting, and maybe a little direct mail to your top contacts, stay in touch. What would you say is the biggest driver of moving that forward where it provides results for you as a customer?
As far as the biggest driver at the end of the day is going to be your call to actions at the end of the month. So I'll give value, value, value. It's kind of, if you've heard Gary Vee talk, punch, punch, jab. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go value, 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 because that's what you want to be delivering on. But you don't want to forget about your ask at the end of the day. Hey, I've given you a lot of helpful information this month. Reach out to me. I'd love to go over this with you in a little bit more detail, give you a home value and what to expect in the future once you're ready to make a move. That really works effectively. And those words specifically, once you're ready to make a move. So I always do that intentionally to relieve the pressure. You got to do it now. You got to do it now. You got to do it now. All right. That people don't really respond to as well anymore. The eager car salesman tactic at the end of the day, but you're giving them value. You're putting out a call to action and you're also delivering it on a soft basis at the end of the day. And the video content allows you to do that. So you can go ahead and you're delivering value to creating the call to action. You're a friendly face and they're like, holy crap, this is great information. Let me give them a call and touch base. It works.
Let me actually share my screen, Johnny. You'll be getting these next week. Let me give you the March lead generation email for sellers.
Perfect.
Let me share it with everyone. This is just for clients, but if you're actually watching this, you're going to get the benefit of seeing it. So that's cool. So let's see if I can share it my screen and share. Come on. Do you see my screen? Is it loading?
It's loading right now.
Well, if it doesn't, I'll read it to you.
Okay, you're good.
Oh, there we go. We got it. Okay. So you're going to send out an email that looks something like this, Johnny. Free Las Vegas home selling guide. Learn how to price, market, and prepare your home for sale, as well as successfully navigate the closing process with this free ebook. Okay? And the subject line is free home selling guide download. Are you thinking about selling your Las Vegas home? Well, prices are nearly the highest they've been, and rates are still tough for most home buyers. But the days of listing a home on the market and flying off the shelf are behind us. I think that's mostly true. Maybe not. We'll see how the year goes. If you're thinking about putting your home on the market this year, I invite you to download my latest home selling guide that's been updated for our 2024 real estate market. You can download it right here. I'll explain everything you need to know to sell your home for the most money with the least stress. Here's what you'll learn. Enjoy it. Right? So that email goes out. It's going to go to a landing page, which should load, but it's not because I got to go back to a different screen. But that would just go to a landing page. It actually is sellerguide.paperform.co. You can type that in and see it in the recording. But you probably need the guide, and I'll give a shout out here to Keeping Current Matters. If you go sign up for a free trial of Keeping Current Matters, no business affiliation, or just go pay them and stay signed up. 2 or 3 times a year, I believe, they write a really nice buying and selling guide that works as a really great piece of lead bait to go out to get people to opt in. So, Johnny, what do you think about an email like this to your database in March?
Yeah, it's super good. So what is you have the book, and the book's a white label, I guess?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So let me see if I can change my screen here. Give me a second. Let me stop sharing. I got to change the window. So, and there's lots of them. Your brokerage might give you one. So if you call Real Broker with who you're with, Johnny, they may have like a buyer seller guide that the brokerage gives you. But this is a third-party company. See this? This little done-for-you e-guide?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
No, it's super cool. I love that.
So we could put this on let me see if I can get a screenshot. Yeah. Things to Consider When Selling Your House by Johnny Richardson.
No, I love that. Yeah, that's super awesome. I mean, that's a winner right there.
Yeah.
So when they go ahead and download it, if they send that link to a friend, will that load into our database? Oh, that's awesome. That's golden. I mean,
so that third message, when I was saying the 2 videos,
yeah,
the third lead generation message for March is going to be download my free home selling guide updated for the year. It's going to go back to a page. They're going to type their information in. They're going to get the report that you give them. And now you have a seller lead.
No, that's super awesome. That's great. No, it is. I mean, being out no, it is. Yeah, no, 100%. I love that. I love it. That's super awesome. That's huge value add.
So let's shift gears now. Well, let's recap. To increase your sales, you held lead follow-up much more accountable. Lots of meetings, lots of time taken away from probably your own production, your own leisure to meet with your agents, right? Then live events, one every single month. Did you hire an assistant to help you put those together? That's a lot.
I have 2 assistants. Yeah.
Okay.
I have 2. I mean, it's funny you bring that up. Every time I went to hire an assistant, I'm like, money, another salary. I'll tell you what, every time I've hired an assistant, I'm like, I should have did this a long time ago.
You've had some good assistants. You're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, trust me, I went through my fair share to get to the good ones. They're not all princesses. You got to kiss some toads at the end of the day. So it is what it is.
And then you decided to write a check over to Vyral to help you out with your database. Thank you.
Exactly. No, 100%. I love it. I love writing that check every month. Definitely.
On a side note, before we get into the recruiting, one of the things, Johnny, that you've been doing this for quite some time, and you have good numbers. People engage with your stuff. They watch your videos. Why don't you think about a sponsor that will pay your entire viral marketing bill for you?
Well, as far as why don't I think about one? Why haven't I done that?
No, it probably just hasn't been on top of your mind, but once you've been doing the program for a while and you have the track record, let me give you a couple of ideas really quick. Because all you have to do is record a little 30-second endorsement for them, and we'll edit into your videos, and we'll put it in your emails, we'll put it on the website. Like we listen to a podcast, and it's like...
No, that's good. No, you got my mind thinking as far as doing that. As far as my title and mortgage, I do have a JV model.
Don't do title and mortgage as a real estate agent. I'll give you some ones that are off the settlement statement.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
I'll email these to you, but for the recording, divorce attorney, home builder, home remodeler, a real estate investor, HVAC company, a financial advisor, specifically a registered investment advisor, landscaper, moving company, property manager, tax planner, because capital gains is a huge deal. A lot of people selling their house, a garage door company, home cleaning, and a pool cleaning company. All of those businesses would love to work with you, and they would love to be at all your events,
That's true.
and they'll pay for that privilege.
Yeah, I never thought about them as far as being a sponsor outside of events. I do have them do events.
Yeah, let them know that you'll.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, let them know that you'll record a little 30-second ad for them, and we'll just edit it into all your videos, and we'll just put it in all your video emails that go out, and we'll put it on your website and meet with them, and next thing you know, they're picking up the tab.
Oh, that's perfect. I love that.
All right.
No, that's super.
Yeah, I don't recommend that for newer clients because you got to have a track record, but you're
Yeah.
at the point now where you can probably look in that direction,
Yeah.
especially with your events.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Let's move on.
Super solid.
So recruiting, you had to build the team, and you wanted some of that rev share with the cloud model at Real Broker. So you started with not much. Now you have much.
Yes, there you go.
What did you do? Give me 3 things.
So as far as number one, it would be just what we're doing right now. You want to get on the podcast, and it doesn't matter the size in the beginning. Everybody wants to be on the biggest of biggest. You just want to cause more attention. So in agent attraction at the end of the day. So you're going to do that with podcasts, and you're going to do that with social media. I ask questions while I'm training in rooms of agents, whether it's 50, 100, 500, doesn't matter. The numbers are the numbers. When I ask people how they're utilizing social media to cause attention for their business, it's probably less than 10% raise their hand. So I knew that in the beginning of my career only because a friend advised me. They said, Johnny, social's where you want to be. You want to be on video content. So I learned that was going to help leverage me. So as I continued forward, I was mostly consumer based. I started moving into more of the recruiting space, and agent attraction is what they like to call it. And how I did that is giving out value content, motivation, work ethic, what keeps me in the game, what I recommend, what I'm doing for myself at the end of the day. And that's really what self-development is, really that fire inside of me. So that if you go on my stuff, you'll hear a lot about self-development, what I think people need to use, what I'm using, so on and so forth. So that was super huge. Number two is just like as far as on the consumer base. Now I have the attention. What are you going to do to get it in front of them face to face? Now you have live events. So we have a live event coming up next month. That's going to be Spring into Success. Why? Because spring's around the corner, and we're going to bring in agents. You just talked about sponsors. So one of those sponsors we're bringing in for free headshots is going to be Rocket Agent. So I'm sorry, Rocket Lister. Rocket Lister is going to come in. They're going to do free headshots, and that's a way to get in front and develop those relationships that people are in front of you on social. Number three, now how do you stay in touch? Because you don't get married on the first date every time. Sometimes. Now, for those others, that's where viral marketing comes in. Everybody you meet, are you loading them into viral marketing? Now, at the same time, when you do a transaction with somebody and you have a good relationship, I mean, all transactions you do with somebody on the opposite side don't end up great, but the majority of them do. So those ones that do, and you like to work with that person, put them into your viral campaign at the end of the day. Stay in touch with them, because this does a lot of different things for your business. Number one, you're going to cause that agent attraction to build your business. Also, on your production side, the more relationships you have with agents out there, the more business you're going to do. If you're fighting what we went through over the last couple of years, multiple offers in the Vegas market, we're starting to see it again. So if you maybe didn't bring somebody into your business, but you developed a relationship with that person, Do you think you have a better shot getting in front of 10 offers? 100% you do. So either way, you're staying in front of them, you're serving your business at the end of the day. But my main intention with that part, that recruiting platform of Vyral, is I want to get in, I want to be in business with that person, regardless what state they're in. I mean, it's really, there is no secret to it. You just have to follow the steps. Number one, I want to cause attention. Number two, I want to get in front of them. Number three, yep, in person. And then number three, I want to stay top of mind, just like I would a client. It's really the same at the end of the day. I think most people dissect it. They want to make it super complicated, spend all this time thinking about it. Start simplifying things. And Vyral allows you to simplify it because top of mind's everything at the end of the day. Who gets a client? Who gets the agent? Who gets a recruit? A lot of times it's the one that's top of mind, and Vyral is top of mind.
Thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about your topics. So again, to be clear, 2 accounts. You decided to put the viral marketing plan in place for agents, which are 2 helpful videos a month, answering some business question or insight that a real estate agent might have, with 1 monthly lead generation offer. Maybe to like download my latest business plan, attend my webinar, attend my business planning clinic. I'll actually give you the one here for March, Johnny. That's just fresh off the press that you're going to send out. You like this one. What were some of the topics that you would pick, that you would decide to make a video on that got good engagement, that you sent out to all the agents that you knew?
So as far as a lot of the videos, I mean, it's what we're going through because I have a read on the operation. It's what are we dealing with in market conditions. So a lot of people are afraid to give out their playbook. Oh, I'm not going to give that out. They're going to have my secrets. What if they don't join me? I don't hold back. So if I see a listing strategy, for example, that's going on right now, I'm going to talk about, for example, a video that came out recently is our showing strategy that helps the convenience of sellers while they're occupying a property, that creates more showings, all right, less annoyance with the sellers, and generates more offers. So I don't like to do a 20-minute video or anything like that. I'm more of a teaser video kind of guy. And the reason why is I think the attention span of people is very short. So what I'll do is I'll give out that information as far as, hey, we're creating showing strategies. What it's doing for us is it's getting more sellers in front of us, more opportunities. We're going to sell a house in 30 to 90 days. And this is a way you can provide value to your sellers rather than inconvenience them with a showing that's an hour before, where they're annoyed and the house doesn't show well. If you want to know how we're doing that, contact me and I'll give it to you. And here's the truth. If somebody's like, Johnny, I want to learn from you, they may not be joining me today. I'll give them the information. I don't care. One person isn't going to change my business, good or bad. They're not going to take my one secret and change it. And unfortunately, people are people. It's not like you're going to get 5,000 people all of a sudden steal your idea and your markets disappear. It just doesn't happen.
I don't think there's any lack. I don't think it's lack of education that's holding someone from getting ahead these days.
Yeah.
I mean, you could pretty much type in anything to YouTube, and there's a gazillion people that have taught the exact same topic. It's more about, do I trust the person, like the person I've received the information from?
Correct.
Right?
I agree. Absolutely.
So let me show you. Thank you, Johnny. Let me show you your message for. I guess if you were to say the same answer with your recruiting, is spiking the response from leads, like agents opting in with their contact information that are interested in what you have to say. Let's take a look at the message for March, shall we? And by the way, I like your honest thoughts on this, because this was a difficult one to write because everybody has different business models.
Yeah.
So I had to write this with understanding everyone has different business models. So with that being said, here it is. Let me share. Straight up, join my team or brokerage. So this is designed to build your team, Johnny.
Gotcha.
Subject line, helping you set 1 appointment a day. Now hiring Las Vegas real estate agents. Get the culture, leads, accountability, and strategy to set 1 qualified seller or buyer appointment a day. Johnny, why should I join your team? Because you will set 1 appointment a day. That's it.
Yep.
I'm thinking about joining this team. No, don't do that. Here you'll set one appointment a day. That's your USP in this message. All right. So I'll get to this here in a second. Complete the 23 question application to join a real estate office. You'll like that. I'll show you that in a minute. But here's the message. I want your honest thoughts. Las Vegas real estate friends, I want to let you know that we have positions available both for listing and buyer's agents in our Las Vegas office. Number one struggle for most agents is getting enough clients to keep their income consistent. You won't have to worry about that here. You're going to get 25 new leads a day or 125 a week. Load it into a CRM task list with a proven script to set qualified listing and buyer appointments. The leads range from past clients and archives in our database to pre-market distressed homeowners to leads from Rise, to leads to our events, and people have recently called in to ask about buying or selling their home. Here's a sample script for a brand new hire. Hi, Bob. Johnny Richardson over at Real here in Las Vegas asked me to call you to offer a free ticket to our, what's your next event?
Next event for agents that we're going to have?
No, consumers.
For consumers, next month is going to be a spring event that we're having here. It'll be it's with vendors. Let me try and remember
what's it called?
The name. Tacos and Tequila.
Okay, our tacos and tequila event in Las Vegas next month at 7 p.m. downtown near the old Zappos.
There you go, rock and roll. I love it.
Okay. Yada, yada, yada. Would you have any interest in a free ticket? And while I have you on the phone, do you want to talk to Johnny about buying or selling a house?
I love it.
Okay. Now, you'll also work with me or a productivity coach to help you schedule one appointment a day for someone who wants to buy or sell a home. We all come together every weekday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. to find business. Just show up, log into your provided CRM, follow the instructions and script, and start scheduling appointments with the trusted help and guidance of your coach, which might be you, to jump in at any time when questions arise. Our splits are competitive. You'll get the necessary admin support you need. You'll like the agents you work with, and you'll see meaningful progress to a higher income every single day. So please complete this 23-question application to join our real estate office. Now, based on your answers, I'll know what position and comp plan is best for you. Also, if you're a broker right now, I have a plan to make your transition smooth and inexpensive. I'll call you for a phone interview. Then if you like the plan, I'll invite you to shadow us for a day. And after that, if everything makes sense, you're hired. We'll load up 25 leads a day in your CRM, and you'll start setting one appointment a day. And you're on the way to earning the income that you want. So please complete the application. I'll call you. And if you don't have a real estate license, that's okay. We have a plan for you too. Sincerely, Johnny Richardson. Now, you may be wondering the 25 leads. Johnny, they could be anything. You can load leads in from the white pages.
Yeah, I know. I get it. Yeah.
You just need to give them a list to call every day.
We have a list of over 15,000 in ponds and everything else. Yeah, I get that.
What do you think about this promise?
No, I like that because here's the thing. When people come into my operation, I'm like, hey, here's the deal. I don't care what you have for experience or anything else. There's two things that'll help you succeed and support you to succeed in my operation. All right. Are you coachable and are you going to show up? That's it. That's all that matters. Now, as far as where I mentioned earlier, getting somebody in escrow in 30 days, 150%. But the guy that doesn't show up, the guy that's not coachable, you can't do nothing with. So giving them a commitment of doing this, yes, I'm doing my part. There's a 100-100 relationship. I put 100% in, you put 100% in, and we achieve these results. When it breaks is when you don't do your job. That's it. So I like it.
So we write these for you at Vyral. I write so you do your 2 videos every month, and we provide scripts for that. You pick a commonly asked question. If you go to our website and click industries and you select real estate agent, you'll see the 24 questions for the year we recommend you answer to a month with the monthly lead generation offer. And if you click real estate trainer, you're going to see the 24 business questions agents ask with the monthly lead generation offer. So for March, Johnny, for your 2 accounts, free home selling guide is your offer on the consumer side. And then just straight up join your team is your offer on the recruiting side, recruiting agent attraction side. But now to polish this off, I got to kind of finish my form. So we build these for you at Vyral. I build these forms. I write these messages, right? You didn't do any of this, Johnny. You just send it, you customize it, and it's out. All right.
And it's done.
But imagine that email going to a whole agent list, and it's going to drive him back to this. What is Johnny's 23-question agent survey to join his team? So, Johnny, I now want you to put your prospect hat on. I want you to think. I want you to answer these questions. What's the name of the most productive agent on your team? Who do you want more of?
James.
James. Okay. So I want you to answer these questions from the perspective of James, to the best of your ability. Sound good?
Sound good.
So imagine James clicks that link and lands on this page. Hang on. Boom. You see it?
There it is. Yep.
Okay. Answer the questions. Are you currently licensed? This would be James
Yes.
originally. Yes. Do you have direct selling experience?
Yes.
Have you worked remotely from home before?
No.
Do you have experience in the real estate industry? Again, from the perspective of James, at the time he would start with you.
Time he started with me, no.
Okay. Do you live within an hour's drive of our office?
Yes.
Would you call 25 leads a day if we provided them to you?
Yes.
What time commitment do you prefer?
Full time.
Who are you the most comfortable working with?
Would be buyers.
What's the most amount of money you've earned annually? Just guess.
Less than 35.
Okay. What's the number one thing you need the most help with?
Peer group accountability. It would be training.
What's your number one motivator to succeed in real estate?
More money.
How long could you live on your cash savings?
Less than a week.
What's the minimum you must earn to pay your bills each month?
$1,000 plus.
How much money do you want to earn annually?
When he started, that would have been 100,000.
What's the number one most important feeling you seek right now?
It would be growth.
What personality style best describes you?
He is a extrovert.
What compensation model do you prefer?
That would be equity and no, I would say more 100% commission base.
How did you originally hear about working with us?
A referral.
Yada, yada, yada. And then they put in their name, email, phone, brokerage, submit. How would you like an application like that if someone wants to come work for you?
No, that's super solid. This guy here, he came in, his goal was $100,000. When we did our goals for 2024, he has a goal of 520 units this year. He did in his first 6 months straight out of high school using our business model. He's done in 6 months over 20 transactions, and over half of them are over 7 figures. This kid, it's crazy. Crazy. I mean, talk about being coachable. He defines coachable. It's unbelievable.
Good job, James.
Yeah, right? Good for him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now he's got a house, takes care of his mom. I mean, takes care of his family. The kid's 18 years old. I see more out of him than I see out of 50-year-old men. It's crazy. It's unbelievable.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah, right? Impressive.
You know, you should go fire up Riverside like I'm on with you to record this and go interview and make a video for your recruiting blog.
Oh, that's a
You should go repeat exactly what I'm doing with you. I'm gonna do it with him and send it in to us to edit. In fact, you do your video shoots with us on Riverside, don't you? Do you?
Yep,
Yeah.
I do.
Why don't you just invite him into one?
That's a good idea.
Why don't you invite him into your next one?
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So I'll do that and do an interview. Okay, perfect. Thanks for the idea. I appreciate that.
So cool, man. Well, that's all we need. That's about maybe 40 minutes of some insights of the 3 things you did to grow your business on the consumer side, 3 things you did on the recruiting side to grow.
Perfect.
How can someone get a hold of you if they have more questions?
I always recommend Instagram's a great way. As I have myself and my team on that at the Shark JR. If you want my company line, that would be 702-608-5723. And I'll give you my direct as well, make life easy. That actually gets piled up more than anything. 702-403-8363 would be my direct cell phone. But those are 3 easiest ways. Besides that, do some smoke signals and always keep my eyes open for that as well. Definitely. But good stuff.
If you want to take us through Johnny's stuff, you can go to our website, getvyral.com, and download the official video marketing plan. On the homepage of our website that Johnny is following on the consumer and recruiting side. If you like what you see and you want to see some specific examples and kind of go a little more in depth, go to our website, request a free strategy call, and we'll help you out. Johnny, thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot, Frank. Thanks for your support. Thank you, Vyral, my friend.